Okay, so this is a little side project going on here. I'm working on my basement. This is the four-way valve for the shower, and what I got going is I don't want to do threaded connections in the wall. I just feel like it's another risk that you take. I don't want to deal with floods in my basement or leaks and have to tear the wall out and do this all over again. I'm more of a one and done kind of guy. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking these fittings, which is a solder connection to a PEX crimp connection. They slip in like that. Okay, and then you solder them in. You can see I've already got the first one soldered in. So I just kind of figured this was, I mean, it's kind of welding related. Soldering is something that, you know, you're joining two metals together. So I just thought I'd post a little video about this and show you guys how I like to do it. I like it to look clean. I'll just show you guys how I like to do it. So first thing I'll do is I take my connections and I use this water soluble flux. You want to get the right kind of flux for your application. Obviously it's going in a bathroom, so you want it to be water soluble. There's certain kinds that you don't want to use for like plumbing and stuff like that, because they have stuff in the flux that you don't want to be drinking. So what I'll do is I'll take my solder brush and I just take a little bit of the flux, and then you want to coat whatever it is you're soldering, both surfaces. So we'll do the fitting, and then we'll take and we'll just get the inside of this nice and coated. Make sure you coat the whole thing, because the flux is what makes the solder bond with the brass. So then I'll take and I'll just go ahead and put that in. The other thing I've done is I've taken some emery cloth, cleaned up the inside of the holes and the outside of the fitting. They're brand new, so they should be nice and clean, but just in case. Then I'll take my solder, and I like to pull kind of a long strand out, and it's kind of like TIG welding. You know, this stuff's kind of nice because it's stiff, so you can kind of control where it's going. So I'll take my torch. Went out and bought me a new torch. Never had the kind with the button. I've always had the manual kind, so that's pretty sweet.
It's time for today's super cool tool.
So the super cool tools segment is a segment we're going to start doing in every episode, where we talk about one tool that makes my life easier, it makes me more effective, more efficient, and just helps fabricators like me out. We aren't just going to pick any tool. We would like to talk about a tool that has something to do with the project we're working on. So obviously today, where I was working on a shower mixing valve for my basement, and I just thought I'd make a video because maybe it'll help someone out. I thought, you know what, that's a super cool tool, so let's have this on the list. We're just going to start doing this every episode, and it'll be some sort of a tool that is related to the project we're working on. So today, the tool we're going to talk about is your propane torch. This one is actually MAP gas, and I would suggest that you get MAP versus propane. The reason I say that is MAP gas burns a little hotter, which is nice because you use up less fuel, you can heat things up quicker, it's just a better option. The features on this tool are the gas valves right here, so I just open that gas valve up. Now if I pull this trigger, gas starts coming out, and I pull the trigger all the way and it clicks, I immediately have fire. It's kind of nice when you're just heating something up for just a short period, or if you're soldering something and you need both hands, there's a button right here on top, and what you can do is pull the trigger, push that button, and then it stays. Then you can take and solder, pull the trigger, and it'll turn off. So this is actually the first automatic one I've ever had. Every other one I've had has the valve, and then you have to light it. They're just they're a lot cheaper, but they don't have the features that these have, and they're not quite as convenient. So this right here definitely made the super cool tool list. It's something that is affordable for the majority of people to buy. If you get one like this, it's like 50-60 bucks, and they got a couple different models, but you can use this for, you know, obviously soldering. You can use it for heating up lighter gauge steel to bend it. I've used a torch like this a lot in maintenance, heating up bolts and tearing things apart. So it's just a very useful tool, and it definitely made our list. It is what I would call a super cool tool. So let's get back to the video. Anyway, so now I'll go ahead and I'll start heating it up, and you'll see the flux turn to liquid, and it'll start heating up hotter and hotter. And what I'll do is I'll just keep my solder kind of touching on the opposite side here, and when I see it start melting, I know I'm getting close to the melting point, and then I'll just go around like this. So let's take a look and you'll see what I mean. Okay, you see the flux is already boiling. Doesn't take long, and I'll make sure I try to get even heat on all sides, and then, like I said, I'll touch this here, just kind of leave that there. It's starting to change colors a little bit. You know you're getting close. Okay, we're there. So now I just drag that around both sides. Okay. And then it sucks into the joint. It cools pretty fast. What I like to do when I'm done, I'll take just a shop towel or something, and I wipe it. And that does two things. That makes it look nice. It also gets, you'll notice there's like some impurities and stuff that are sitting on top there. So then when you're done, you end up with a nice pretty joint. And you can see, if I look everywhere on this, I don't want to call it a weld, but everywhere where I soldered that, there's not one spot where I can see where it would leak from. So it kind of gives you visual clarification that it's going to be a solid joint, and I'm not going to have to deal with it in the future. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the other two. I got one here and one here. I'm going to do those, and then this will be ready to mount on the wall in the basement and crimp the PEX fittings too. So the other thing is, this is MAP gas, but MAP gas burns hotter than propane. So if you're using a torch, there's two options. You can get propane or you can get MAP, and the MAP just burns a lot hotter, so you're able to heat things up a lot quicker. It's just kind of nice because you use less time and less fuel. So anyway, just wanted to throw that out there. Alright, let's get these other two joints soldered up. So we've got our mixer valve for our shower all soldered up. Joints look good. There's nothing I'm concerned about as far as potential leaks. Anyway, I just thought this might help somebody out. Thought I'd post it. So hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time.